Tonight's cheap dinner is a summer classic. I started last night by soaking a bag of navy beans overnight. Around lunchtime, I drained those off and threw them on the stove covered in water and added a half tablespoon each of salt and baking soda. I brought that to a boil and turned it down to simmer for 90 minutes. While that was going, before he left for work, my husband chopped an onion for me as well as an entire pack of bacon. But half a pack will do just fine for this recipe. We set those to the side for later, and when I was ready, in a cold pan, I put the bacon and let that fat render as the pan heated up. And once I started to hear it sizzle, I threw in those onions. I stirred that occasionally while I got my other ingredients ready, a cup of brown sugar or so, a third of a cup of maple syrup, but you can also use pancake syrup, that's fine. About a cup of ketchup, but you can use tomato paste, and a splash of vinegar. Once the beans were cooked, I threw those in and gave it a mix. And this isn't necessary, but I added a little bit of barbecue rub that I got from Ross, just checking the ingredients to make sure I can eat it with my celiac. And then when the bacon and onion looks like this, you just add it in there and give it a stir. I set my slow cooker to high for 4 hours, but mine was done around the 2.5 hour mark. Thanks to Laura, one of our followers, I had some rice here. Measured that out and gave it a good rinse and got that going about a half hour before we were ready to eat. Now, if you don't have bacon, you can use canned ham, or you can reserve the bone from a bone-in ham and use that to flavor the beans as well. And if you don't have access to all the ingredients I used here, a bottle of barbecue sauce works just fine. Just reserve some of that cooking liquid from the beans and throw that in there with it. I got the kids' bowls ready first so they could cool down a bit, but I didn't exactly do that for myself because this was hot. Once it cooled down though, I gave it another taste and it was out of this world. I also got a plate of chicken parm ready from last night for one of my kids who doesn't like beans. I also put aside a bowl for my husband for when he gets home. And that was tonight's cheap dinner. See you all soon.